Welcome back. Here we are in the finals. We've got Cold Bloodied here and Crowed. How you doing today, bud?
It is a good day for Smite Finals, my friend, and it looks like we got an intense match. That semifinal, man, was crazy. Holy cow.
It's going to be really hard to top that, but here we are in P's and B's. We see the Afro band once again that we've seen all day long, and the Mori.
Yeah, Mori recently becoming unbanned. I feel like a lot of teams are just kind of getting reacquainted with her. We also see a Thor ban, Hunbat's ban, and a Sobek ban coming out. Now, Sobek, kind of a flexing into solo and support, obviously. Thor with the global pressure, Hunbat's one of the best ultimates in the game. No surprises here.
It's going to be interesting to see how these teams adjust to the way their semifinals went.
I'm still waiting on this last ban here. Kamzat's still left open, Raijin's still left open, Horus still left open. Those are the big three I'm looking at here for first pick here. And for first pick, I am a big fan of the Kamazats because there's not a whole lot that counters the Kamazats. You can do your best to counter that Kamazats, but ultimately anti-heal is going to be what you're needing for that. So Kamazats could be a strong first pick here.
Oh, for sure. But we see the Ravana pick come through. They've been favoring that pick, and we saw how potent it was in that semifinals game.
Answering back with a Horus hover potentially here. Horus Jingwei just going to lock in the duo immediately. And that is a very strong duo, very safe duo. Horus can bring the aggression, Jingwei bringing the farm.
Not to mention the CC, the double knockups they have. Very potent duo lane to start out.
Yeah, so immediately answering back, I imagine we're going to be looking for a Raijin pick here. And potentially a support, so that way supports can't get banned out, but instead, Discordia hover. No Raijin pick, Discordia, and then potentially I'm looking for a support here, so that, like I said, so that way we don't see the supports getting banned out. Discordia, just an overall great god. Good in the early, good in the mid, good in the late. That Discordia passive, obviously very potent.
Oh, for sure, and, you know, Team Glory Boys, they came into this tournament with a strategy, and they've executed it pretty well so far. It looks like they're taking it to the finals with them. They pick up the Rama here once again.
Man, after that semifinal, I can't imagine you don't want the Rama. Rama coming in with the clutch snipes, obviously buffed lately. Great clear, great late game. He is the epitome of a hunter that you want for the late game. And we have a Hell lock in here, so now immediately I see a lot of anti-heal or a lot of anti-heal potency, I should say, over here.
Oh, 100%. And, you know, the Ravana, I feel like he can get on the help pretty well, force out her cleanse, but still stick onto her. So it's going to be interesting to see how they shut down this hell before she gets too big.
Yeah, the real key here is you want Raven to use one of his abilities and then save the other one, so that way when the hell cleanses down, she'll still either get slowed or rooted. So you're forcing her into a bad situation no matter what. Odin ban coming out, obviously against Hell, against Taurus. That's an extremely good pick. Shut down that healing. So we see the Odin getting banned out here.
No surprise there whatsoever. Nike ban, interesting. Maybe they're having a little bit of trouble with it last game. Umoja ban as well.
Rounding it off with a Susano ban. High mobility. Obviously great at chasing down Discordia and Rama. But I'm looking to see here on the side of Glory Boys what they want to finish off with. We have a Raven, Discordia, Rama on this team, so obviously we need our two tanks here. And I think we just want to get something that allows this Rama to free farm and get this Rama to late game. So I'm not sure what they want.
I definitely think they're going to go for just a huge frontliner, some form of lockdown CC to stick on this hell and to help this Rama just land that damage.
Maybe looking at a potential King Arthur. Mercury hover coming out here. How do you feel about the Mercury?
I feel like it's a little bit of a gamble because, you know, Mercury is the type of god, you get to late, you can run the game, but if you never get there, you never get there. So they're just going for this huge snowball-y type comp with the Hell Mercury Horse.
Kuzenbo hover here. This would be a really good answer for the Mercury and the Jingwei. It essentially forces the Jingwei into a penetration build as opposed to crit.
Oh, for sure.
I like the Mercury to match the Rama's late game potential. So both these teams going to have extremely good late game potential with the Rama and the Mercury.
We see the Kakulin hovered, and they lock it in. All right. Well, there goes that dive that they were looking for. That frontliner.
Also some built-in anti-heal in that kit. Now to finish off this draft, what are you looking for here in the solo laner?
I feel like they're going to need some sort of big team fight ultimate coming through here, like maybe Jing Chen or something like that. They have a lot of single target CC, but they're lacking a little bit of that big AoE ult.
For sure, for sure. The team fight, obviously, favoring the Glory Boys right now with that big Kuzenbo ult. Discordia ult, also great team fight disruptor. It's going to be the Terra Hover. Now that is a lot of healing.
That is a lot of healing, but the Terra brings a lot of crowd control. Oh. Maybe they changed their mind. There it is. There's that big team fight ultimate I was talking about.
You literally called it.
Now the team fights are looking a little bit more even.
So I like the Xing Tian pickup instead of the Terra there, and a horrific Onk would have absolutely destroyed that comp. So I don't know, right off the bat, which draft are you liking more?
You know, I'm going to have to go with the Glory Boys. Maybe that's just the underdog in me of seeing that last game, but seeing how much that Rama could shred and the work the Ravana and Disco were putting in, I'm going to have them in this game one.
This is going to be a good one for sure. Looking to see how well this Xing Tian does. If this Xing Tian can get on the backline, get on the Rama, get Xing Tian 1 on that Rama, he's not going to be doing as much damage with the auto attack. Should be a free kill in theory, or be able to force out that Rama ult. So a lot of pressure on the Xing Tian, a lot of pressure on this Mercury, honestly, to get stuff done.
And you know, you could say the same for Glory Boys. King Boo here on that. Kuzenbo definitely going to need to lock down this Mercury and Jingwei and their late game auto attacks.
Immediately right off the bat, we see Hell taking her 3 instead of the 1. It's a little bit longer cooldown, but a little bit more damage. Maybe get that Mercury to mid a little bit faster. Maybe get Mercury getting his passive going a little bit more.
Possibly. Also, healing the minions can interrupt Disco's clear a little bit.
And here, this is interesting. We actually see the Mercury starting with tier 1 crit as opposed to the Boots Rush. Now, I am a big fan of the Boots Rush Mercury, but the Crit Rush Mercury is also very good, very viable option. Once you get that Rage online as fast as possible, get those Rage stacks going. We also see the Mercury picking up Blink, which is a very interesting choice.
From the way he's built and, you know, the Relic pickup, he's definitely looking to do stuff earlier than normal. Also interesting enough, Jing Chen going for the Mage's Blessing, maybe to help out with that early clear against the Kukulin.
For sure. Final Case says it best. If you're going to play a Guardian of the Soul lane, you got to have some sort of damage. So that Mage's Blessing going to help that out. So immediately we see the Kuzenbo Rama clearing out that purple a little bit faster, obviously because of the Kuzenbo bounce and the Rama AoE snipes.
You know, Kuzenbo here getting a little bit of poking on that Horus. Rama coming in with his early clear, getting that lane pressure. Normal start in solo lane. Both started at blue.
Ravana getting to mid a little bit faster than the Mercury here. Oh, Robin
blinking in mid. Mercury counter blinking in mid.
Looks like Robin could go down here. Robin escapes with 1 HP.
Looks like he gets out safely. That was a really aggressive play, seeing as the Disco was on those left Harpies, but he gets away and they get the Merc blink out as well.
So both blink. That's a pretty neutral trade. Disco beads going down now too. Overall, that's a win for Asgard. We burned 2 relics for only 1.
Yeah, Asgard did a great job there of being patient. Ravana maybe jumped the gun a little bit too early, but it looks like Glory Boys are looking for a counter rotation here. And it looks like nothing's going to pan out. They're just going to secure these oracles.
Yeah, they looked for a little bit of a red invade there, but unfortunately a little bit too late. Just going to keep farming up here.
And, you know, they're going to be looking to make a play maybe before these Disco beats come up. I wouldn't be surprised if Horus tried to make an early rotation.
Absolutely. Horus, no blink, unfortunately, so not going to be that no Horus surprise blink 2 in the mid lane. Shell burned on the Horus, though, already as well. Kuzenbo on the other side has picked up the blink. And so, oh, looks like we have a solo kill.
Solo kill from down it. Coming in high, and that's the punishment of the Jingo and the Mage's Blessing. He's not as sneaky.
Absolutely, and we see Xing Tian now has the Chalice. 3 multi-pots in the tier 2 boot. Teleport going down early. This is actually pretty bad here for Kenny Alpha.
You know, down in it, going for an aggressive speed invade with the Ravana here. Just taking that lead with him, even this early in the game. And it looks like they secure the speed.
Oh, Robin getting aggressed on now. Thrown back. Hell damage, unfortunately off the mark.
He's still chasing. Disco comes in for the counter rotation. It looks like he's going to get out with just 1 HP. And that's the unfortunate thing about their comp. They don't punish too early with just the Merc and the Hell. Hell coming in with lots of damage, but not that hard CC that you look for.
Yeah, and unfortunately Mercury only has the tier 2 boots there. I would have liked to see the boots rush here, actually. If Mercury has boots there, he hits a lot harder. He's able to chase down that Raven a little bit better. And potentially a kill there, then.
You know, I agree. But if there's one god on the side of Glory Boys that you don't want to get huge, it's this Kokolin, because Kokolin's just going to shut down everything Asgard's trying to do. So it's going to be interesting to see how Asgard can look to maybe slow down his farm a little bit.
As you can see, he already has the full boots online, so he is massive right now in this solo lane. Xingtian cannot afford to fight this Kokolin. If he does, it will be... Oh, it will not be a fun time for the Xingtian.
Overall, the gold lead is almost tied. Only 300 in favor of Glory Boys.
That's about your first blood gold. So nothing huge here. Disco beads are back up now, though, so unfortunately missed that window of timing to come and make a rotation on her. Blinks are back up on both junglers as well. So let's see what we got going on here in mid. Not a lot, just power farming it out.
You know, Glory Boys eventually, I know it's still a little early in the game, they're going to have to try to force something here, because Asgard, in my opinion, they have the better late game here with the Mercury, Jingwei, and the Hell. So I don't know, they should look to pressure something towards this mid game.
I agree 100%, especially with this Raven. This Raven is not going to be nearly as impactful as the Mercury come late game. So it's really on the Glory Boys here to make their impact in the early. Otherwise, this Mercury and this Jingwei are just going to be autoing everyone down.
You know, it's Ravana looking at the speed buff. He's blinking on the Mercury. And it looks like Hell's coming in for the counter rotate, but Kokolin's coming by just to make sure he can get out.
Raven potentially going to blink or ult over the wall. Just going to instead go for the back.
The Merc ult goes on Ravana. He's dashing in. Oh, but Ravana jumps out right in time. Looks like he's going to get out with 1 HP. Kokolin waging on that Mercury.
Kokolin ult is huge here. Mercury down super low. His Talaria boots are going to get him out. Blinks past the Kokolin.
Insane blink. Here comes Jing Chen with the ultimate. Coming in through. Can they secure the kill? He's getting really low. And the Disco comes in with the clutch root.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mercury was not looking at that Xingtian ult there. All he probably would need to do, throw out a 1. And I think Mercury probably gets that kill there. Unfortunate miscommunication, potentially. Xingtian ult down. Overall, speed buff loss, not a huge deal.
Yeah, the Hell coming in with those heals saved the Mercury. And Ravana getting away with 1 HP. We've seen a lot of fights early and no one able to connect on a kill so far.
Overall, though, I don't think Asgard should be too upset by this. This Raven is doing what it's designed to do. The Raven's going to bully in the early, and Mercury should just be coming in this mid game and late game as a monster.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. We've definitely seen a lot of fights in that right jungle, but like you said, they're okay with it. No kills have been dropped from it, and they're just able to farm.
I mean, eventually they do need to lock down the speed buff. If you get your buffs invaded all game long, a gold lead will be built, and it's going to be too much to surmount. So, need to get the speed buff unlocked. I doubt it will get invaded again here. But, we'll see. We'll see what comes of this. Jingwei coming back to lane. Raven looking for a rotation around on this Hell.
You know, with how impactful these fights have been in mid, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when these supports finally come to mid. We're going to start seeing some 3v3 engagements, huge team fights. Ravana looking in the left. It's a 1v2 for now. It looks like he's just walking away. He stepped on a ward. It's got to be nothing so far.
That's interesting here. We see the Kuzenbo picking up the power boots. And these boots now give about 75 power, a little bit of lifesteal as change. And so this overall, this Kuzenbo actually might be hurting in this 3v3 in mid.
You know, he's going to be taking more damage, but he's also going to be dealing a little bit more damage, and so he's just going to have to play the fights a little bit differently than he normally would. Everyone poking around oracles.
I don't hate the Kuzenbo power boots, honestly, because in these 3v3 fights in mid, Mercury's not going to be as strong yet. He doesn't even have rage yet. So, Kuzenbo, in theory, could outtrade this Mercury.
Yeah, he definitely has the time to go the power boots, and it looks like Ravana, once again, invading this right side jungle, not getting the speed this time, but securing those back camps, and it looks like he might step on this Hell, and Hell's just going to walk away.
Yeah, Mercury, not looking at his back camps, instead chooses to secure the red buff, which is a good choice, I think. In solo lane, though, we saw the Xing Tian ult go down in favor of nothing, the Kukulkan transformation, in theory. So Xing Tian, again, at disadvantage in this lane.
Looks like Horus is getting a little bit poked in mid, backing up, but they have a ton of peeling. Glory Boys is going to have to be careful in these engagements because Asgard's just going to be able to poke their way and then heal their way in and out of these team fights before anti-heal is picked up.
Speaking of anti-heal, this is interesting. Discordia, instead of electing for a penetration rush and a divine ruin rush, electing to go into what I imagine would be a Chronos Pendant. Chronos Pendant very, very potent on Discordia. Or it could be a Doom Orb. We've seen the Doom Orb coming out. We see the Doom Orb on Hell.
Hell coming in. Kuzenbo's going to shove Horus. Horus, we see his dash go down, his knockup go down. No one's in range to follow up on that damage. It looks like they're just going to disengage.
Yeah, Mercury in base there. You could look for a huge ult up the lane, but I think it would probably be out of range for this. Mercury instead just going to farm up, go for his speed. He now has his rage finished, so now is going to be when we're going to be looking for this Mercury to start taking fights, stack up this rage, and if they can snowball that, this should be, that's what Asgard Okami wants to do here.
Oh, I agree 100%. Looks like they're going to be fighting over these mid camps that come up. 2v2 right now. Merc's coming in through the back. He has ult charged. He's going to ult in, hits the disco. Disco coming up. Kuzenbo ult down. Merc does not secure the dash, and it looks like Ravana's going to come in for late. Here's the disco ult. We see Mercury fall. Kuzenbo's one shot. Ravana ulted in on the disco, on the Hell, and the Horse comes in nice with the stun.
Yeah, overall, a 2-for-1 there. Overall, a 2-for-1 there. I would have liked to see the Mercury ult just be a little bit shorter. That way he could have landed on the Discordia. Right behind her, thrown her, maybe forced her beads. Discordia didn't even beads that Mercury ult because she knew there was no threat of the Mercury because he overshot the ultimate there. Overall, then we saw Rob blink in, clean up, get a lot of damage off, and the Discordia Apple doing a lot of work that fight.
Yeah, and the Kuzenbo did a great job of creating some space for his Discordia. She trusted in him that the Hell and Horus were not going to be able to go on to her. So like you said, she's now elect to use the beads, and that's just a huge fight for Glory Boys there.
Huge fight. On the bright side, though, for Asgard, we do see Mercury get one stack on his rage, slowly building that up. Mercury also elected for the Talaria boots. Not a bad choice with Mercury passive. And overall, we only see about a 1,500 gold lead here for Asgard. Or, I'm sorry, in favor of Glory Boys. So, I'm not too worried about this from Asgard.
We have another engagement towards those back camps. Horse is going to jump in. Immunity comes down, but he gets away because of his Kuzenbo and disco.
Yeah, Raven kickflip. Oh my gosh, it's such a good ability. I've always said this is one of the best abilities in Smite for a reason. It's damage and it's CC immunity, damage immunity. What more can you want?
Ravana, a very safe god for this aggressive play style that Steamroller has been playing so far. Solo lane, it's solo lane. No more kills after that first blood by the Kukulkan. It looks like they're just playing safe. Going for those poke battles.
Yeah, Xing Tian and Kukulkan both sitting on a lot of gold in hand here.
Hell getting a lot of damage on this disco, and it looks like Horus is getting caught out of position. This rotation by Superstition, and the Kuzenbo drops out. Huge rotation by that Rama.
Yeah, that Rama rotation was not expected. The Horus was just a little too far up in the enemy jungle there, and no dash target to get out, so just unfortunate little positioning. Mercury ult coming in huge on disco.
There come the disco beads that she was able to save earlier. Oh, it looks like Mercury might get caught out of position. Ravana will jump it in. He's slowed, and it looks like they're going to pick up the kill. Rama positioning himself towards gold. It looks like that's what they're going to be going for. Jing Wei, same. Ravana coming around the backside, looking at this Jing Wei. She's played it safe for now. Hell coming in as well. Ravana zoning away the Jing Wei. It looks like the Hell is going to give.
Yeah, I don't really see a way that Asgard can contest this gold. Fury Jing Wei could maybe get a steal, but that's a best case scenario. I doubt it. Gold Fury is going to go the way of Glory Boys. Pretty uncontested, pretty free.
Overall, the smarter play on Asgard's side. They weren't positioned to defend for it. They weren't grouped. Ravana did a good job of getting the Jingwei out. And Glory Boys playing this game pretty smooth so far. You know, up 4K now.
This is just clean smite. And now we're starting to push into an almost 4K gold lead. And if I'm Asgard, this is where I'm saying, guys, we might need to start. We need to start kicking it in gear here. A 4K lead is the start of a 10K lead, and the 10K lead is when you're just out of the game, essentially.
Yeah, Asgard's still in striking distance. They just need Mercury to get a little bit more farm. We look at the XP leads between players. It looks like Ravana, Mercury the same, mid laners the same. Not really seeing where this XP difference is in.
Yeah, I think it's probably like half a level here and there. Honestly, the Mercury and the Raven are about even. Raven has a lot more gold, obviously, than the Mercury. Mercury building into the Arendite, which I think is actually a good choice. Raven as well building into the Arendite. I like this choice on both assassins. 2,600 gold, great item, 75 power, good passive. Both these assassins use the passive well, and it's cheap, effective gold for Mercury.
Oh, I agree. Once Mercury gets that item online, I think he'll be able to get these rage stacks a little bit better because the targets he's been going on have been getting away 1 HP.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. And on the side of Discordia, it was the Chronos Pendant we see getting picked up here. So she already has that 40% CDR, technically 50% with that Chronos passive. And this Discordia is going to be just spamming out abilities now. And it's going to be so hard to contest with, especially once she gets the Divine Ruin going.
Oh, I agree 100%. Rama having pressure. Looks like Mercury's charging up an ult. He's going to hit it. That speed's coming out from Rama, but he misses the dash, unfortunately. But there's he is out-trading him with that Arendite proc. Wow, Superstition is going to fall.
He hit some big crits there. Rama did not expect that damage, and he just went down so fast.
You know, that was without Arendite, actually. Mercury just picking it up. So just imagine how hard he's going to swing now that he does have that item.
Yeah, Mercury now going to be hitting a little bit harder, has his second Rage stack. Hell also completing her Doom Orb, probably going into a Divine Ruin as well, I imagine. Could be either one, could be Spear of Deso or Divine Ruin. Jingwei actually pushing down this tower.
Yeah, great rotation by the Mercury, and they get that left T1 tower, and that's just what you want to do to give your Jingwei just a little bit of help of getting into that late game. She now has an XP lead. She
has almost 3K gold in hand as well. She needs to back and spend this. This could be the difference.
Robin coming through with the counter rotation. Jingwei a pretty safe god though, so she's just gonna walk away.
Yeah, no real kill potential there on that Jingwei. She still has ultimate, still has beats.
Horus dropping it ult. 3-man Horus ult. Looks like they're gonna punish the Ravana ult out, but here comes the Blink Mercury. He's gonna dash him in. Disco ult coming in, lands on the Mercury. It looks like Horus is still chasing. Jingwei ulting in. Still no kills have fallen. Oh, there comes the Disco punishing that Mercury, and Robin's still living. He's coming back into the fight. We see King Boy getting stunned there. Jingwei coming in as well, but she's going to dash away. She has no ultimate. The Colin Blink ult again does not land, but he's diving in. He's looking for blood, and Jingwei 1 HP. Ravana blink it in. It looks like Jingwei's finally going to fall there. Huge fight there.
I really don't like that fight in that engage by Asgard. Jingwei is sitting at 3K gold in hand. She needs to back and spend that gold.
And they're still looking to put on some pressure. Jingchen coming in late, but it looks like Kitty Nasty is going to fall here.
I don't know. That Horus ult looked amazing, right? It looks like we almost got that Raven down. Unfortunately, he gets out with 1 HP because of the Kuzumbo ult, and that's kind of the theme of this game. This Raven is getting out with 1 HP every time because Kuzumbo is creating great space for him. And I think if Jingwei is able to back, look at this. Jingwei has a full rage and a tier 1 crit item now. If she had that for that fight, I think that fight goes much better in the way of Asgard.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. On paper, it looked great. 3-man Horus ulting in, but Ravana, he has the 2, which gives him immunity, and then his ultimate gives him immunity. So he's just a very safe god, and it's hard to go on him without locking him down before he can use those abilities.
Now, I'm interested to see what this Katana pickup is going to be for Mercury. Usually when we see this, it's either a stone-cutting sword. There hasn't been a whole lot of Golden Blade Mercury lately. It is getting buffed in the next patch, but we're not playing on that patch yet. So I assume this is going to be a stone-cutting sword, just to maybe bring down the Kuzumbo a little bit more. Maybe he doesn't want to build into that crit because of the Kuzenbo. But
Possibly.
I would actually rather see the Mercury go more crit so he can out-trade Rama and out-trade Robin even harder. Because this is just delaying Merc's late game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else he would build there. He could go the Hastened if he's having trouble sticking to targets. I don't think that's the case here. Looks like they're going to engage on the Horus here. And Horus is not as tanky as he normally is towards later, only having the Sovereignty and the movement speed boots.
Yeah, Thebes is not yet finished on this Horus, so he needs to get that stacked up. Wraparound here, Robin onto Jingwei. Jingwei just going to dash out. Takes about a third health, though.
And this Ravana is looking for blood. He's everywhere trying to get these kills.
Saw the Horus ult go down there. Don't know if that was just a disengage ult or a potential. If Glory Boys were going to go in, then Kid Dynasty had the Horus ult prepped, ready to go.
You know, Jingchen coming down the side here. He does not want to give up his Cold Fury for free. He's coming in. He's coming in with the Blink ult. He's going to get him off it. Huge ult pulling beats from Rama. Merc ult comes in. This Rama's a little bit out of position, and he's going to fall here. Aegis drops. Kitty Nasty dies in response. Down in it comes in. Huge team fight. This Kakalin is just humongous. Mercury's going to fall, and team fight's going to fall in Glory Boys.
Jingwei does get out and manages to trade out the Discordia for it. Overall, so far, it's a 3-for-2 in favor of the Glory Boys.
But
if I'm Glory Boys, I'm happy with that.
If I'm Glory Boys, I'm happy with that. But if I'm Asgard, I'm happy with that as well because you got him off the gold period. They're going to shove this T1 tower, but Kenny Alpha played that fight really well, getting him off gold and then coming back in for the team fight.
Absolutely forced Rama's relics there as well. Jingwei got to free cast in that fight, though, so if I'm Glory Boys, I need to shut down this Jingwei. Jingwei is the key factor to these fights, in my opinion. If Jingwei gets to free cast, if Jingwei gets to keep free farming, and they don't shut her down, she is going to be a big problem come late game.
Yeah, we see the gold and XP difference there. 4,700 gold difference. So they have slowed down the game a little bit. They were 4K up maybe 8 minutes ago, and now they're 4,700 gold up. So Asgard's slowly slowing the game down, but they need that big team fight win and getting an objective to get this gold lead reduced to 0.
Yeah, if I'm Asgard, I'm actually looking for a fight at this Gold Fury pretty soon. We know that Rama's relics are down. If Mercury can land an ult on this Rama should die. And Cold, funny enough, it is a hastened katana for the Mercury.
There it is.
The hastened katana?
I normally am not in favor of that, but he has been having trouble sticking to targets, whether that be the amount of escapes the other team has or anything like that. So we'll see how it pans out.
Overall, Mercury electing for a little bit more utility there in his build as opposed to the crit. Now this is interesting.
Playing a little aggressive here. Mercury charging up ultimate. It looks like he's looking to ult in. They're going to engage on the Kuzenbo here. Kuzenbo 1v4ing in the back right now. Tries to dash out. We see the Merc ult once again coming in. Horus ult coming in. All ults are dropping. This team fight is insane. We see Merc in the back looking for blood. He's on this Discordia. Discordia going to hit him with a combo. He does not land the 3. And like you said, Jingwei picking up a kill while all that was going on.
Yeah, Jingwei now 3 rage stacks. Mercury now has that rage completed, so a lot of crit on the side of Asgard. I'm shocked to see this much crit.
Horus jumping in, trying to 1v2. He pulls the Aegis out of Disco, but Rama dashing in, and it looks like the Horus is going to get punished for that aggressive play. Jingchen jumping out. It looks like Glory Boys are going to be able to pull this Gold Fury.
And that was amazing patience from Steamroller. You saw him sitting in the back of that team fight the entire time, waiting on the Jingwei ult to go down. Glory Boys picking up a free Oni Fury, and pushing the gold lead in favor of 6k plus. But like I was saying, amazing patience from Steamroller there. He was just waiting, like a tiger, ready to strike.
Oh,
saving
100%. We also see in the backline, Superstition and Arksdale just kind of peeling for each other. That Mercury came in and he got destroyed. Rama jumped in, Disco peeled him off of Rama, and if they keep playing these team fights the way they are with Kuzenbo and Kukulin creating the space they have, it's going to be really hard for Asgard to come back in these team fights.
Honestly, that's why I'm not a huge fan of this Hasten Katana from Mercury, because Kuzenbo is going to be creating so much space this Hasten Katana is not going to be doing much. I want to see here what Glory Boys elect to do with their Oni waves getting pushed out now, whether they force down a Pyro, or they force down tier 2s, or they force a Fire Giant. They could potentially force this Fire Giant down pretty.
Hell, possibly out of position here. Kuzenbo coming around the side looking for blood. Kukulin jumping in. Jing is not in a position to help her, but she's going to get away.
This is interesting. We see the duo lane sitting in duo, clearing out those Oni waves. All the Oni waves are now pushed. Kenny Alpha might be in trouble here, though.
He might. Disco jumps in. No, huge jump up, and you see all the ults drop. Jing Chen counter ulting in. Hell's here to keep up the sustain. Wow. Glory Boys whiffing on the 3 ultimates. Unfortunate.
That was amazing use of the ult by Kenny Alpha. He knew that once that CC immunity ran out from Hell, that he was going to have to use that ult, and he used it perfectly to escape more damage and more CC.
Yeah, for sure. Very patient on the ability usage, and it looks like Hell's going to get picked out here. Kukulin, Ravana, tower diving, Jing Chen coming in. Kukulin's taking a lot of poke on this tower, but it looks like they're going to secure it.
Yeah. The Asgard team here, Asgard Okami, is electing to actually just split push and get pressure in lanes as opposed to team fighting here. Now, I don't know if I like this. Mercury could potentially get a tier 2 here, but I doubt it.
I agree with you, but they're playing a losing battle right now, and they're just looking to get what they can. They know that they cannot win a 5v5 fight right now. Oh, Rommel coming in through. Looks like he can land. Oh, Merkel coming out just in time.
That's not horrible, though.
Going back to what I was saying, though, unable to get the 2 T2s like they wanted, but they did force Glory Boys to send over the Kukulin and Rama, so they're unable to get fire. They only get the Pyro on the T1 and right. Or T2 and right.
Yeah, Asgard electing to just farm here. They're down 10k. They need farm desperately. Interesting, Mercury now going into a mace. I'm assuming this is going to be a Titan's Bane. Mercury not the greatest at using any of the other Titan's Bane tree items, or I should say the mace tree items. So Mercury going in now for a Titan's Bane, I would assume. Gold difference, essentially under 10k, XP difference, almost 13k.
I'm really surprised here that he's not picking up that Deathbringer. I feel like if he got the Deathbringer online here, he would do a lot more damage and be able to trade with this Rama.
I agree 100%. Mercury's whole goal is he wants to ult in, auto attack twice, throw him, auto attack 2 more times. That person should be dead if they don't have relics. And Mercury instead going for more of a sustained fight, more of a extended fight. Here we see Glory Boys pushing into the jungle.
Yeah, Jing Chen, safe as can be, jumping away. He's not the tankiest person in the world to that Ravana. Already has a lot of power. Kukulin and Rage, they're looking for a fight here. Glory Boys grouped up. Disco still in mid. Mercury just around the side looking for an ult. Here comes the Kukulin Blink. Lands an ultimate. Kuzenbo ult drops as well, and they were pushing back Asgard to the speed buff. Jing Wei has to force relics. Ravana picking up the Mercury and towards right. Disco ult is going to drop. Jing Chen ulting in late. That speeds off Disco, and it looks like Jing Chen's going to fall here.
So a lot of things happen in that fight. Jing Wei under pressure now, under tower. Wow, Steamroller actually gets the kill on Jing Wei. Dying with ult up, unfortunate.
Yeah, relics were forced out earlier from the Kuzenbo, so this Ravana just has free reign. Their here possibly could end. 3 members of Asgard Okami are down.
Yeah, this could be game here. They're up the 13k gold lead, and this Titan is falling fast.
Yeah, Horus ulting in, trying to do everything he can, but it looks like this is going to be game. Glory Boys going to take over game 1 here in the finals over Asgard Okami.
Yeah, unfortunately, Asgard, they drafted a little bit too mid and late game, and it never came to fruition. They never got online. I'm not 100% sure what the Mercury build was. I think Mercury needs to be a little bit more one-shot, and the Mercury decided to take more of a sustained fight. I also am very surprised we saw 2 players building crit against a Kuzenbo with Hide of the Nemean Lion.
You know, builds or no builds, Glory Boys, like I said during P's and B's, they have a strategy in mind, and they drafted on that strategy, and they executed it perfectly. This Ravana, once again, just fragging throughout the stages of the game, invading camps as early as 4 minutes in. And Glory Boys just played a really clean game of Smite.
Yeah, that solo lane was kind of over, so Asgard couldn't play through Kenny Alpha, and Superstition just got to free farm. So there's not a whole lot to say about that. King Boo did an amazing job creating space for his team. This Mercury essentially to me felt non-effective because this Kuzenbo is just creating so much space.
Well, looking at the damage numbers here, you know, Mercury, Jingwei, Hell, they weren't able to get on targets, like you said, because of the space that the Kuzenbo was creating and the fear that the Ravana created for how much he was diving in.
Overall, great game from the Glory Boys. Like we said, clean Smite, clean game. Overall, and we can see a lot more wards on the side of Glory Boys. Overall, Glory Boys just look like the better team here.
And we're going to go ahead and go into a little 5-minute intermission here as we get prepared for Game 2. Hope everyone's enjoying the game so far, and we'll see you shortly. All right, welcome back to Game 2 of the finals here. You know, Crowd, one thing on my mind, how are they going to turn this game around? How are they going to shut down the Glory Boys and what they've been doing so far?
I honestly want to see more early aggression out of Asgard. They were playing on the back foot the entirety of that game. I want to see some aggression. I want to see hard, fast gameplay from Asgard.
Oh, I agree 100%. And I wonder if any target band's going to come out here. That Ravana was putting in a lot of work. You know, the Rama, the Disco. But it looks like the bands are going to be same as usual. Afro, Thor band.
Now, the interesting thing I'm going to be looking for here is if they decide to take away that Ravana. And if the Ravana gets taken away, what can Steamroller play that can bring that same amount of aggression and kill potential in the early? But a Nike band coming out here, I think that's a great first side band. And we do see the Robin band come out.
We do see the Respect band coming out.
Mori also been out.
Still a lot of good tools he could use. He could run the Hunbats. If he's looking for an early aggressive type god, he can run the Rat. But they do not want him to have any of the Thor, Nike, or Ravana picks here.
Yeah, 3 jungle bands coming out in the King Arthur hover. King Arthur lock. First pick King Arthur. How do you feel about that, Cold, as a solo laner yourself?
As a solo laner myself, I feel like Kenny Alpha was just tired of playing the Guardian last game. In this game, he just wants to run at the other team, and he wants to just have such a high impact in these team fights. I'm excited to see him on the King Arthur.
I am as well. I feel like that is a great first blind pick. There's nothing really that's like super great into it. I mean, you can counter pick the Arthur, but then you're wasting your counter picks on a solo laner and shutting down the solo, and that tells the other team that you want to play on solo side. So let's see what they decide to answer back with. Raijin's still on the table. Discordia, they could power pick a mid laner. Horus being hovered. I like that Horus pick.
Very strong pick. Has a lot of good CC. Disco coming out as well. Looks like they're going to roll with the same strategy that they've been going with.
Now the Discordia power pick in mid, they had the choice to get the Raijin. Instead electing for this Discordia. Now why do you think they're getting Discordia over the Raijin here?
You know, like I said before, they have a strategy, and they've been running with it. The Disco roots with the Disco ones combined with the amount of CC they have with the Horus, it's been working out for them. So why fix something that's not broken?
And I wanted to see more early aggression, and here we have it with the Uller and the Susanoo. Now, Susanoo is a great character at all stages of the game, so he can kind of just go with the flow on wherever his team is spiking the hardest.
And there comes the Uller as well. Pick. Great pick. Hunbat's coming in. Uller, no CC immunal. Susanoo, no CC immunal. But like you said, early aggression, it's going to be really interesting to see if they're able to stop the Glory Boys and what they've been having success with so far.
Raijin electing to be banned by the Glory Boys and a Jormungandr from Asgard. Now, I do like this Hunbat's pick a lot because Arthur is one of those characters that if you just don't have an answer for Arthur, he can just run a game. But Hunbat's is a great option for that. Horus is a great option for that. Discordia, also a very good option for that. Her cripple is huge if you can land it on Arthur. Ramaban now coming out
Another respect
from the
ban.
side. Wow.
I'm not surprised with how he's been playing this Rama. Like, I'm not surprised one bit that that's getting banned here. It's going to be really interesting to see him pull out a different ADC and what he can do with it.
Now, I'm curious to see is what the Glory Boys decide to pick up here in terms of supports. Now, I imagine it's not going to be a Kuzumbo again. Not enough crit potential, I would say, for a Kuzumbo. Instead, they're going to choose the Ho Yi potentially here.
Oh. Ho Yi, very strong pick right now in ADC. There aren't really any bad matchups that he has.
Yeah, the Ullr wants to pressure out the Ho Yi in the early, but once level 5 rolls around, Ho Yi can just drop the Suns if he ever feels scared or if he ever feels like he's getting pressured. So, great pick here. I love the Ho Yi pick.
Scylla coming out, adding a lot of team fight damage in the later stages of the game.
Khepri pick as well here, potentially. Now, the Glory Boys can't really answer back with an Execute unless they want to pick the Achilles here. So then, essentially, Asgard is saying, hey, you're going to pick Achilles if we're going to pick this Khepri and you want an Execute. Unless they decide to run a Solo Anthana. I mean, Solo Anthana is not horrible, but I don't know if I like it here.
What about the Ao Kuang? We're forgetting about the Ao Kuang.
If we're picking Ao Kuang in the finals, I'm not sure what's going on anymore, honestly. But
Well, Glory Boys, they have run the 4-Fizz before with the Achilles. Thanatos getting hovered.
Oh my gosh. If we pick a Thanatos, that would be, it'd be so hype. Oh, instead it's going to be the Achilles.
Unfortunate. He was trying to go for it. Looks like everyone wasn't in agreement with it, but overall, Achilles still a good pick. How do you feel about the 4 physicals? Do you feel like that's going to be a problem at all?
Not especially. With Discordia, you're trying to get multiple people, and if they're not building Maj Prots for Disco, that's just disrespectful in the first place. Plus there's an Execute. Plus Horus has a Prot Shred. Plus Ho Yi has a Prot Shred. I'm not too worried about the 4-Fizz, honestly.
No, I think it's going to be fine, especially with the Execute, just to counter this Khepri ult. They have a lot of dive potential with the Horus, Achilles, Hunbats, and even, the Ho Yi if he wants to drop the Suns down.
So looking at these two drafts, who are you giving it to right off the bat?
Asgard, they have a strat. They have a W key strat with this Ullr, Arthur, Susano. If they're able to shut down this Disco and shut down this Ho Yi, I can see them picking it. I'm going to go with Asgard on this draft. I have a lot of confidence in what they want to do, and they just want to play a different style of Smite this game, and I support it.
I support it as well. I wanted to see early aggression, fast and loose, and we'll see how this goes for him.
And I did just want to correct something from last game. It appears that I have been pronouncing Kid Dynasty as Kitty Nasty, so I'd like to apologize for that. You are nasty, but you're not Kitty Nasty, so let's go into this game 2 coming in. Looking at the starts, everything seems kind of normal.
Yeah, only thing is we see the Horus picking up the Blink and the Khepri picking up the Shelve. That's pretty typical. Hogs on both sides. Khepri actually not electing for the Hog, but I don't know. I think that's fine. Ho Yi.
And you were talking about how this Ullr wants to pressure out this Ho Yi in the early stages of the game. I feel like the Horus helps deflate that and increase the pressure on their side a little bit.
For sure. Horus brings a lot of pressure. He also brings a lot of peel, though. He has that heal. He has the knockup, he has a stun. So Horus just brings a lot of utility, a lot of different play styles into support. And I think that's why he's so prioritized now, is because he can be this hard aggressor, but he can also peel super well.
Oh, I agree 100%. Pretty normal start so far.
I'm
It's
also
going to be interesting to watch the Scylla, and because their whole comp is like W key, right? And then the Khepri's going to come in with an ult to save. Scylla, I feel, is a little bit out of place here. I feel like she's just going to be looking to free cast, maybe, in these team fights.
Absolutely. And Khepri does allow that somewhat. It's just, for me, it's all about the setup for this Scylla. If we can get beads burned, if we can get some good Khepri plucks, some good Khepri roots for this Scylla can pop off.
Huge triple bounce from Ho Yi, and Khepri is super poked out right now, and they have complete pressure in the duo lane right now with Glory Boys.
Yep. Horus just looking for something here in the jungle. Nothing really going on, though. Just some farming as you expect in the early game.
Pretty normal so far. It looks like they're getting a little bit aggressive in the left lane. Khepri, very low. Looks like Glory Boys hit level 2 before Asgard were able to, and he got punished for it.
Yep, Khepri not having that dash yet. I imagine he's going to elect to take that now. Glory Boys just going to look for the oracles now.
You know, both sides, I see them having good early game and good late game comps. So I don't think it's going to be a matter of who reaches late game first. I think it's going to be a matter of who plays the team fights better.
I agree 100%. And in that vein of thought, I think Glory Boys definitely have the edge in team fights and team fight abilities. They have the Hunbat's ultimate, they have the Hou-Yi ultimate, they have the Horus ultimate, and the Discordia ultimate. All of those are great team fight tools that I'm not sure that Asgard is going to be able to answer back with.
It's all going to depend on whether this Susano or King Arthur are able to get a pick before these fights reach their climax.
For sure. And Hou-Yi is just going to try to... Ooh, a little bit of aggression here.
Looks like Disco getting really poked out, but she's going to be able to get out. Susano not having the best kill potential early. He does poke her out.
Great AA cancels there from Susano, as it should be. Oral stash in here on Khepri, though.
Looks like Oler's coming in with the damage, but just not there yet. I think this Khepri... Oh! And it looks like he's kind of disengaged.
Khepri wanted the pluck there.
He really did want it. Very smart play by him. Having the patience to not go crazy there. I think this Khepri should look to rotate as early as possible. He wants the Oler to have the 1v1 on Hou-Yi. That's why you pick Oler. And as long as he's there, the Horus is going to be there. And I don't see them having kill potential as long as the Horus is there.
Absolutely. The only thing that Asgard have to be watching out for is that Horus ult back into lane in the gank potential on the Uller.
Horus can really utilize his ultimate super well for objectives or picks. It's going to be interesting to see how they played at this game.
Down on it, taking a lot of early poke here from the King Arthur. Arthur, known for his early game aggression and early game potential, but here we see Horus fighting in the duo.
Lots of poke coming in. Great job with the CC chains. But Horus taking a lot of poke there as well. I'm not sure who wins that trade. Hou-Yi's going to be jumping in here. Oler hits the axe, looking for a combo. Oh, huge pull by the Khepri. Horus is getting really low here. So is Khepri. His shell's going to drop, and it looks like Khepri's going to get out 1 HP, but Oler's jumping in. Unbad looking in the jungle.
That is super unfortunate for Superstition. He chooses to throw the crow.
Unbad's coming in here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, huge axe by the Oler, and it looks like Khepri's going to get out. Both of them get out 1 HP on the side, and Glory Boys, a failed gank attempt. Huge shell. Huge shell, huge CC by Asgard here. Great play deflating that situation.
That was amazing team play. Both Kiblin and Kid Dynasty peeling for each other. Oh, Susano blinking in. Oh, another Kid blink from King Boo.
Horus going to get away 1 HP. Insane counter blink there by the Horus.
I'm glad King Boo was paying attention, not looking at the item menu. He was ready for that, ready to press the blink key, whatever he has it bound to. But that was amazing team play from Asgard. The Kid Dynasty and Kiblin both peeling for each other extremely well there.
Oh, for sure. And as game 1 went, Glory Boys and Asgard, they're teasing us with these little engagements, no one able to strike an enemy down. Great patience by both teams, great ability usage, and both teams right now, it's very even in how they're playing.
Hunbat's electing for the Talaria boots.
He's going to be looking for those early rotations.
Yeah, it's interesting. Susano's electing for the Warrior Tabby, Bot's electing for the Talaria boots. So this kind of shows us the difference in play here between these two junglers. Susano wants to be more committal. Hunbat's wants to just drop ult, and that's all he wants to do. And take the fight with his ultimate.
Susano looking for this Achilles. Looks like they're going to invade. Khepri might get caught out here. 3 members of Glory Boys, 1 on him. The Hunbat's ult does drop, and Khepri's going to die here.
Yeah,
Level
they commit to 2 ults.
Aggressive positioning there by the Khepri with no members around him. Susano was invading and right. Just got caught out there.
Yeah, Khepri, unfortunately not level 5 yet. They commit the Hunbat's ult and the Discordia. So First Blood going over to Steamroller 83. Now let's see if he can steamroll this game again. and get this early pressure and early aggression going.
Hunbat's Horus looking in bottom right. No ultimate coming out. They don't have it. Here comes the Susano, and it looks like he's just going to disengage them.
That is very unfortunate. That Susano ult now being down for quite a bit. It should be on about the same timer as the Hunbat's ult. Horus looking to go back in on the Susano, though.
1v1ing the Susano. Susano very low. Scylla, Kepri coming in for the counter rotation. Kepri still not 5, though. Cannot drop ult. Huge root. No follow-up coming out, and they're just going to disengage.
Unfortunately, Hunbat's a little bit off the mark with the Howler Monkey toss. Kepri getting aggressed on again, though.
Kepri, just once again, he needs to hit 5 before he makes these rotations, because until he has ultimate, he's kind of useless.
I agree 100%. Big root coming out from Tej there onto the Discordia. Unfortunately, just off the mark with Scylla.
Unfortunate. Hunbat's jumping in, and he's looking for a play here. Scylla, no mana, and he's going to get that pick. Ullr coming in with the rotation. Missed ability. Looks like Disco's going to get out. Wow, huge jump by this Hunbats. He is playing really aggressive, but he's playing it well.
Very good timed aggression coming out from Steamroller. Knew that the Scylla dash was down, knew the Scylla ultimate was down, knew Scylla didn't have any tools to deal with him there. And unfortunately, Kiblin just... I'm questioning the target selection there a little bit. Hunbats had no leap and literally just walked right by him, and instead he elects to go for the Horus and the Discordia instead of the Hunbats that he could have gotten a shutdown on. Or not a shutdown, but a shutdown in the sense of Hunbats has 2 kills already.
I agree with you. He saw 3 targets in front of him, all looked great. In hindsight, the Hunbats was probably the best target, but if you see a Disco that low in front of you, it's going to be hard to resist that.
Oh, absolutely. No, I understand that completely. Just a little bit unfortunate, off the mark with a few abilities, but both ultimates from the junglers now back up. I'm interested to see Steamroller coming around the back.
Hunbat's looking for blood. Here comes the ult drop. Horse going to blink in, and that's the pick that they were looking for.
Yeah, Scylla no beads there.
Huge ult by Steamroller.
Scylla no beads there. They can just commit both ults, and that should be a free kill 10 times out of 10.
No, now they're looking over on this left side, and we said earlier about the Talaria pickup, this Hunbats is doing exactly what he wants to do with it, just rotating to every lane. It looks like they're going to pull gold here, and Asgard not in a position, they may not even know what's going on right now.
No, they don't have great aggression into this fight, but let's see how it plays out. Hou Yi ult being dropped. Golter's going the way of Glory Boys for free.
They're going to be looking for some picks here. Susano getting out, looks like they're just going to disengage. Susano is going to drop down. Hunbats might be in trouble here. It's getting really low. Ullr coming in, and he's going to get away with the blink.
Wow, just unfortunate. Hou Yi might be in trouble.
Jumped down. Huge Scylla ult. Can she chase for another one?
Unfortunately, no reset potential here.
Fortunately not.
Not a bad chase from Asgard Okami. I would have liked to see a little bit more dive. We had that Kepri ult up. I would like to see a little more aggression. But speaking of aggression,
huge damage coming in by the Scylla. It's just not enough, but we see Susano in the back. He's going to get 1. Can he get 2?
Good blink back in.
Huge
amazing. Ult. Great kill. And he gets out with a sliver of health.
Great play. Down and getting the solo in solo lane. Kenny Alpha having pressure for most of the game. But it looks like that Achilles ultimate came through. Execute landed.
As we saw in the charts there, we saw a pretty big dip there once Glory Boys picked up that Gold Fury. And now it's spiking back down towards Asgard's favor a little bit now that we saw those kills come through. Great double kill from Susano, and he got out. Great play by him.
Hunbat's looking for blood here, but looks like he's just going to get the red buff. Still chasing Scylla, backing up into T2. No dash available. And yeah, both junglers have been playing extremely well. Looks like Hunbat's looking on this Ullr. Ult dropped a little bit too early, but the Ullr is going to jump. He gets the scroll off. Can this Hou Yi catch up to him in time? He cannot. Looks like Ullr's going to get out. Yeah,
unfortunate Hunbat's ult there just caught the very tip of it. Horus ult coming in though. Looks like Glory Boys want to really aggress.
Kepri looks like he's just going to get picked out again. He drops the ult, but is it going to be enough? No, it is not.
Great rotation there from the Glory Boys. Man advantage, I mean, you can't do much about that. Kepri ult coming out, but in the end, it's not enough to save him.
Not enough, and the name of this game is just to kill the Kepri. He elected to go for the cooldown boots, which makes him a little bit susceptible to dying earlier, and they're doing a great job of punishing it, not caring about what ultimates they have to use.
I think this Kepri's honestly going to go into an early sovereignty instead of electing to go for the Gauntlet of Heat, but it looks like the Glory Boys just want to push down this tier 1 dual time.
you know, up 3K gold. They haven't really lost a team fight. They just want to slowly chip away at these towers, these objectives, and pretty much do the same thing they did last game with the snowball potential.
Absolutely. And I am going to be looking at this Susano. Susano is still even with the Hoonbats in theory. Maybe down a little bit of gold. Electing to go for a Crusher, so he's wanting this early game power spike. So I'm looking at this Susano to make some plays and match this Hoonbats. And so far, he's done a great job of it, getting that double kill in mid. But we also need to see that Asgard actually get their buffs this time. If Glory Boys get to invade this red and this purple buff one more time, this might be lights out for Asgard.
It doesn't look like they're in a position to invade the red buff, so they're going to secure it this time around. The problem right now is Scylla just isn't doing enough damage to kill targets. She needs these items to come online, and it looks like we're getting aggressive in soul lane. King Arthur in execute range, he ults down, it looks like he's going to get away. And man, they are just hacking and slashing how the soul lane normally goes right now.
Another invade for Steamroller. He is the back camp bandit this game, invading wherever he can.
He really is. He's doing a great job. He's smart, but he's also aggressive. He knows how much he can push without dying, and he's looking for more blood here towards their back camps. Horse is with him. Susano trying to back here. They have no idea that they're there, but a miss. Nothing's going to happen.
Purple buff going to get invaded again by the Glory Boys. So potentially look at this next Oni Fury coming up here in about a minute.
You know, Asgard's going to have to change their strategy. They had this W key strat with their jungle and Oler, but since they've fallen behind now, they have to kind of resort towards getting what farm they can, trying to secure buffs, and not giving up any more objectives.
And man, this is where you don't want your Uller. This Uller is now on the back foot, and if there is one ADC I don't want on the back foot, it is Uller, because once Uller gets his jump forced, then it's not pretty for him. He's just pretty much a sitting duck. Hoyi's kind of the same way, but Hoyi at least can drop the Suns if he gets scared.
Well, Asgard looking to a four-man group here in mid. Susano's going to get a pick on King Boo, and they're going to continue to run down. Hunbat's ult dropped. You get beat down from Uller. Susano going to come in. Disc ult. All the ults are dropped. Hunbat really low. It looks like he's going to get picked here. Huge rotation by Kenny Alpha. Achilles coming around the back, though, and he has execute. He's going to be looking for something here. King Arthur Susano getting really low. We see the Capriole come out. Gets away 1 HP. You know, down in it, he's huge, but I don't think he's huge enough for 1v4. We see the Suns drop a little late. This Achilles is going to fall here.
That is exactly what I wanted to see out of Asgard. We saw the Susano get to free dive because of the Capriole. We saw Scylla hit some great abilities. The Root Cripple absolutely destroying down in it. And just a great fight from Asgard. Great rotation from Kenny Alpha.
Well, Crode, as you said, the back camp bandit finally got punished. He went for those back camps and right, and there were 4 members there ready to punish him, and they get that pick out. Now they're getting a Gold Fury. Horse ult jumping in. They still secure it, though.
Yeah, not much of a chance for Horus to secure that. Potentially looking for a pick onto Kenny Alpha here. Look for some exit frags. Hoonbat's leaping in onto Kenny Alpha. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to find that kill, though.
It looks like he's just going to get out. This King Arthur's level 14. Going to be very hard to kill him unless you full commit. And now, Gold, they're tied up again. They're doing exactly what they need to do to get back in this game.
That was amazing team coordination from Asgard. They just knew to punish the Hoonbats. Capri might get picked here, though, by Hoyi.
Hoyi jumping in, looking for a punishment with this Oler. We see the beads Aegis drop. Oler looking for the solo kill. Disco trying to run and help him, and it looks like he's going to get away with that.
Overall, though, if I'm Kepri, I'm not too worried about that. You forced both of Hoyi's relics for a pick onto a support. Oh my gosh, look at the Scylla damage.
He's coming in on Superstition. This goal is going to drop, and Oler's going to fall. Still coming in with a huge ultimate. Drops one. Can he drop another? He cannot. Dashing away. Looks like he's going to try to get out here. Horse still chasing. Huge ultimate by Scylla. Unlucky it wasn't enough to get to.
That was a 3-man Sikkim. And that is what you don't want to do against Scylla. If you root for that Sikkim, you are going to get punished. And Siege, punishing accordingly. Glory Boy is going to be pulling this Pyromancer. And not a whole lot that Asgard can do here, but amazing play by Keith.
Yeah, I'm sure if we looked at the damage numbers, Scylla is going to be coming up soon. Like I said, she just wants to free cast, and she's been doing it so far. look at that top damage. She's been hitting some huge crushes. I'd like to see Asgard play around her.
Absolutely. As we can see, Scylla electing for the early Polynomicon. And I'm going into what I imagine is the Soul Reaver. So, gonna be hitting hard very fast, and like, she's already hitting hard. She's top of the player chart.
Yeah, it looks like Horus playing a little bit too aggressive, but he's gonna dash away to cancel the crush. Capriel coming out. Wasn't enough damage to kill. Susanoo gets away 1 HP.
I don't mind that Capriel though. If Susanoo was gonna die, I think that's a very worthy Capriel. Disco ult. Oh my gosh though. Disco Strife actually just saved the Horus so hard. The Susanoo and the Kepri grouped, got hit by the Strife. Discordia got to free cast and peel for the Horus.
Oh, I agree 100%. And it looks like Asgard's positioning here to go for a pick. Disco, half health, out of mana. Zilla with a huge crush and huge root. Gets the double kill. Tej is on a rampage now. Hunbat's coming up behind, looking for an ultimate. All three members are low. He's going to pull Scylla relics out, but he's still chasing. Tej is going to ult in, and they get another pick on the Hunbats.
Scylla uses both of her relics there, but Kiblin doing an amazing job there.
And I tell you, Tej has been fantastic on this Scylla. He's been hitting every root, every crush, and this Hunbats is finally getting punished for his aggressive playstyle. I think the Glory Boys are going to need to adjust what they're doing if they're going to win this game and force through.
Yeah, if Scylla keeps living through these fights, it's going to start being a problem. Scylla now has... Oh, it looks like we have a bit of a pause coming out here. Man, Tej putting on a show for us.
Oh, for sure. On that rampage. Absolutely fragging. And we'll be with you in just a moment. Looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. But I'm sure we'll be back to you. Let's talk about how both teams are playing so far. Not like game one. Glory Boys, they got the lead. They snowballed. But this game, they got the lead, but Asgard bouncing back with the Susanoo and Scylla play.
This Scylla is popping off. They keep grouping for the Sikkim, and then the multi-man Sikkums are coming out. As you saw, King, Boo, and I believe it was the Discordia were both grouped. So the Horus and the Discordia were grouped right next to each other. Hits a Sikkim, hits the Horus, in turn then hits the Discordia. Both insta-die to a crush. This Scylla is huge.
Absolutely insane. But one thing we're not noticing is we're not noticing Superstition's early rotations like he had in game one. When we were looking at the damage numbers earlier, he was at the bottom part of the chart. And he hasn't really been a part of these team fights. He's kind of just been farming. But now that he has that Exia online, I think he should start looking for rotations. Those Hou-Yi ults can be huge in these fights.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're back into it now. Dead even game, essentially. Essentially 100 gold difference. It's nothing in terms of a 17-minute game.
But we see the Hou-Yi up 2 levels right now, probably a level and a half. I would like to see him use that lead.
Absolutely, 100%. Kiblin is the Uller. He does fall off a little bit in the late game, and here we see Kiblin going for more of the traditional Hunter Uller build as opposed to the one-shot Cyclone Spin build. Now, in turn, he's trying to match that Hou-Yi late game potential a little bit, and I like that choice. I think that's a really smart choice. It's just kind of a matter of, can we let this Uller free cast onto their backline? And shred tank, or are we going to get zoned out by the Horus, the Achilles, and the Hunbats?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Glory Boys, nothing really to get here. They can look to go on this Uller, but both objectives down, both members of Asgard in base coming out now. Next objective is probably going to be this Gold Fury that's coming up.
Yeah, this Gold Fury is going to be a high point of contention here. This Gold Fury is essentially going to decide the next 2 to 3 minutes and potentially even the next Fire Giant. Whoever wins this Gold Fury fight is going to potentially win this game.
Hunbat's coming up. Susanoo looking for the solo kill. Hunbat's ult does drop. We get the Susanoo beads, but Hunbat's might be in a little bit of trouble. Getting out 1 HP with the blink. Look in the back. That's a pretty even trade. Ults were dropped. Relics were dropped.
Yeah, if I'm the Susanoo there, I'm not too worried about taking that fight. The Kepri's right behind me. Kid Dynasty can just drop that Kepri ult if I need it, but the Glory Boy is pulling this Gold Fury now that Susanoo has to back. And it looks like this is going to go uncontested.
You know, they see Scylla in mid lane. They have, Asgard steals it with the Kepri!
It looked like the Khepri 2 and the Uller 3 came out at the same time. Great steal from Asgard.
Huge steal. Took the words out of my mouth. Horus looking to get low aggressive here. We see the stun drop. Susanoo is going to drop. Both members getting low. Achilles in the back looking for blood. Disco drops on the Uller. Going to force out the Aegis. Disco coming in. Huge fight. Achilles going to get pulled. Both bullies are down. Execute ranges. Looks like Arthur is 1v3ing in the back. Unfortunately unable to get the kill that he wanted. Man. Both soul laners 1v4ing. One gets away. One dies.
Yeah, unfortunately there, I think it's just kind of a matter of Scylla didn't have her abilities up to hit on Down in It. Down in It actually considering going back in. Khepri could be the target here.
Yeah, for sure. Forest Soul dropping in, and Susanoo's in a little bit of trouble. Looks like he's still getting chased. Scylla is going to drop. Unfortunately, not going to land. Hudenbat's ult jumps down once again. They're looking to pressure down this T1.
Hudenbat's has done a great job in this game of forcing beads. Scylla beads are now down. He got Susanoo beads last fight. This is going to be a Pyromancer in favor of the Glory Boys. And I think that fight really just comes down to Discordia has more easily applicable damage. As you saw, Discordia ult just comes, rips through the middle of that fight. Scylla ult didn't even get used till the end of that fight.
Yeah, I think Asgard should have just been okay with getting the Gold Fury. They kind of initiated that team fight with the Susanoo ult, and it just didn't pan out for him. King Arthur got separated from the rest of the group, and yes, 3 members of Glory Boys were really low, but Arthur can't 1v4 anymore. Not since the 5 nerfs he gotten since he's been released. Like, I think they still a little bit even in gold, only 2k down. I think both teams can win a team fight at this point.
Yeah, this is really 50-50. We're getting into more of a neutral game situation here. And in terms of a neutral game situation, I have to favor the Glory Boys. This Hudenbat's ult is so clutch. Discordia Cripple is amazing. Discordia can just free cast. Scylla kind of needs to be more in vision. Discordia can just spam over walls.
Yeah, I agree completely. Not really comboing the abilities with this Khepri CC so far. Maybe playing a little bit back because of this Horus and Hudenbat's dive.
Potentially. And we do see a lot of blinks coming out in the favor of the Glory Boys. I know Steamroller has one, King Boo has one as well. I'm not sure if Down in It also has a blink now. So 3 blinks on the side of Glory Boys. Scylla needs to be really careful.
You know, King Arthur might be in a little bit of trouble here. 1v3, here comes the Disco to jump down. Susanoo trying to get him out of there. Looks like he's gonna get out at the cost of the Susanoo, and the Disco were dropped.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would choose to use the Susanoo ult or the Khepri ult there. You're going to have to use one of them. Susanoo just deciding to drop the ult, knock everyone up, peel for everybody, and peel for the Arthur, so I'm fine with that overall. Scylla might get picked here, though.
Still a little bit aggressive positioning. Hudenbat's come around the behind and drops the ultimate and just gets the pick. Tej out of position there.
Yeah, if I'm Tej there, I'm spamming where's my Khepri ult. Unfortunately, I think Khepri probably was over the wall. Kenny Alpha might be in a little trouble now, too.
Looks like Arthur might need an ultimate. We see the Suns drop, does not connect. Now they're switching on to the Khepri and the Susanoo. They have a lot of pressure on this side over by Fire. They might look to pull this.
Glory Boys just doing a great job of exerting their presence, making sure that Asgard is staying uncomfortable. They knew Tej's beads timer there. Tej's beads were so close to coming back up. Just feeling like he could maybe wander into the jungle there a little bit. Punished accordingly.
They're looking to pull the Fire here. Asgard looking around the side. Susanoo up in front, looking to try to get them off it. Glory Boys do not care right now. Uller looking for another steal like earlier. Looks like they're going to drop. Hudenbat's very low. Uller's going to jump in here. Looks like he's going to have to beads Aegis the Disco ult. He might fall here. Susanoo coming in super late. Khepri ult as well. Looks like it's going to get him out at the cost of the Susanoo pick.
Yeah, Susanoo went in there a little bit late. He was alone, unfortunately. Kenny Alpha not in position to help him out yet. And Steamroller lives with literally probably less than 100 health there. I couldn't see the exact number, but Steamroller gets out with 1 health. And unfortunately, Susanoo ult and Khepri ult are kind of doing the same thing, both peeling for Kiblin. And Kiblin has to use Beads Aegis, and they have to use the Susanoo ult and the Khepri ult to get Kiblin out. So just a lot of tools used there to get Kiblin out.
Oh, for sure. But at the cost of Susano's life, they got Glory Boys off of Fire Giant. And the Fire Giant is what's going to escalate this game into more than a 3K lead. And I think that's overall a good trade for Asgard. I think you take that.
Yeah, it's just going to be a matter of can the Glory Boys punish all of these relics and ultimates being down. Susano ult's going to be up by the time he respawns. Or it should be up, by, I should say, by the time this Fire Giant fight goes down. Kepriel's going to be up soon, too. Uller has no relics, though, and it's going to be a matter of can Steamroller punish Kiblin.
Looks like we have a pause.
Oh.
Accidental pause, probably. Oh. Another pause. Sorry about the delay. Well, going through what we last talked about, Glory Boys kind of regained the control of the match that they had. And they're using this, the Hunbat's ults extremely well. Disco ults, separating everyone in fights. Let's take a look at this player damage chart. Ho Yi, non-existent at the moment.
If I'm Glory Boys, though, I'm not too worried about it. Ho Yi's had arguably more of an impact in this game than Uller, I would say. I mean, Uller has 6 assists, that's great and all, but look at the level lead. Uller is on left side because he needs to farm to 20.
They're pulling this Fire Giant, going to be a little bit dangerous with Stilla ult still up. Looks like they're going for a bait. Kenny Alpha trying to come in and do something. They're going to collapse on him here as he gets really low. Susano jumping in, getting him out. And like you said, that Susano ult's just been used to get members of Asgard out of these team fights.
But Asgard is fine with that because all the while that was going down, Kiblin was soloing the Gold Fury. Now Glory Boys are going to get back on this Fire Giant and look to force Asgard to come in and fight.
They're picking fire up because they saw Stilla in mid. They know that ult is not going to be coming through. They drop the tons to the secure and the Fire Giant falls towards Glory Boys' side.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like the choice of Stilla going mid there. I think they probably could have contested that Fire Giant a little bit better than just giving it up for free. So let's see what goes on. It looks like the Glory Boys want a siege.
Yeah, Asgard not in a position to defend T2s. I still think they can take a 5-on-5 fight. T's just still doing massive amounts of damage. They just need to play around him. They still have not been playing around these Scylla ults. They have to use Susano as a disengage. They're not using it aggressively. And it looks like they're going to give up this. Possibly, no. Looks like they're going to go for the defense. Forrest got Hunbat's dropping in ult. Scylla Aegis does come out. Susano gets picked. Kepriel drops in the form of Uller. Looks like Uller's going to get out. Disco coming in late. And there goes that T2.
That is just unfortunate. Kiblin escapes thanks to the Kepriel. Looks like the Horus ult is just going to ult right in.
He's just going straight for that Phoenix. He's going to throw down this Capri. Disco poking him up a little bit. And the Phoenix is going to fall. Kenny Alpha still in the front of things. Ulting in. Looks like they're going to collapse on him. He's trying to 1v5. It's not working. The Achilles ult's going to come in. It's not landed. Is this game?
This potentially could be game unless Tej hits huge damage here, and he does. Oh my gosh,
huge pick from Tej. Tej is absolutely fragging on this defense. Glory Boys are on the retreat. Uller jumping in, chasing him down. Does he get a pick on the Achilles?
He needs to get it fast because the Glory Boys are coming up to back him up, and it looks like Kiblin's going to go down here. Just a little bit of over-aggression there. Didn't probably need to chase that.
Definitely overextended. The second the Achilles was out of Phoenix, he was fine. And this Disco is ulting twice in every team fight with that. How much cooldown does she have?
50%, I believe. 50% with Cronus passive, I think.
These ults have been so impactful. This Disco, like, we've been talking about Tej, but I think Arxel needs some respect on his name because he has been absolutely fragging in these team fights.
He is hitting huge. He just finished a Soul Reaver, so if you thought she was hurting before, she is going to be hurting now. But Tej hit some great damage. You saw, though, at the beginning of that fight, he hit a Sikkim onto Horus, and it did no damage.
No, absolutely not. He only has 10% pen, and then he has this Spear of Deso. He's going to need some more pen if he's looking to kill their tanks.
Yeah, I'm looking for him to sell the Mage's Blessing for an Ob Shard, probably. Sano probably going into the Heartseeker. Hunbat's already has the Heartseeker finished. Everyone on Glory Boys essentially is full build, except for the Kepri, obviously. Kepri also elected for the Frenzy. Now, how do you like... I don't know if I like the Frenzy if you're going to be on the back foot.
Horus is looking to ult in, hold that thought. Hunbat's ult is going to drop. Susano looking to get out. Capriol does come in, and he's going to blink out. Looks like Susano's out at the cost of blink Capriol.
That was a good Capriol. Capri forces you to play the game differently. Uh-oh, spreads the damage to Keblin. Oh my gosh.
Almost dying.
This should be, in theory, a free right Phoenix for the Glory Boys.
Oh, for sure. They did a great job of forcing out some ult from Asgard. Achilles creating some separation for this free Phoenix. Still looking to come in. Ola a little bit aggressive here. And it looks like this Phoenix is going to fall. They're looking for blood. Achilles looking at the Susano. Susano beats is going to come down. Scylla absolutely destroying. There comes the Achilles ult for the pick. Scylla ult still up in the air. Who's she going to go on?
I'm not sure at this point. Unfortunately, it's going to be off the mark. And this is probably game.
It's probably game. Glory Boys did a great job of forcing out some ult from Asgard. And it looks like this Titan's going to fall. Glory Boys are going to come through with the 2-0 victory over Asgard. What a great game. What a great game, too.
What a story from the Glory Boys. Coming in the semifinals with a clutch fire giant steal for Superstition. Clean play overall for the Glory Boys. Great job to them.
They won on the back foot. They won on the front foot. They can do it all.
And overall, do we have to give out an MVP, Colt? Do we have to give out an MVP for this set?
I think we do. I absolutely think we do.
All right,
who is your MVP, Mr. Crow?
Now, Arxil was putting out great damage that entire game. Everyone on Glory Boys played amazingly and clean through that set. King Boo, probably my sleeper MVP. King Boo absolutely just created so much space on the Kuzenbo. Great engages on the Horus. But I think you know where I'm going with this MVP.
The back camp bandit.
Absolutely.
Is that where you're going with it?
That's where I'm going, buddy.
I absolutely figured. Great job on the Hunbats. Absolutely fantastic play. I think both sides had a lot of individual talent. We saw the Susano coming in huge with lots of damage, and then we saw Tej absolutely fragging. But I feel like Glory Boys did a better job of grouping up, using abilities together, and overall just better team play.
I agree 100%. Tej, man, that Scylla damage was amazing. Your abilities were amazing. Susano bouncing back from that Mercury game was amazing. The Susano play, I loved it. Even Kid Dynasty, great Kepri play. But overall, Steamroller, back kept Bandit, pressuring when he needed to pressure, disengaging when he needed to disengage, forcing out so many relics. So congrats, Steamroller. You played amazing, man.
I agree 100%. And I hope everyone enjoyed the games that were played today. I did want to give a shout out to everyone behind the scenes, all the admins here at BOTG, Bats for manning the camera, and Cabbages doing all the technical stuff. Thanks for all the casters. Everyone did a great job today. Thanks for coming in pro on such short notice. Appreciate you, bud.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And we hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Y'all have a good one.